Hi everyone, it's the 27th of August. Apologies for the late update. I had some errands to run this morning. Now I'm back in front of the screens, and starting with ES, didn't change much compared to yesterday. And we are now, it's getting closer to that purple bottom band, which is very, like, it's going to be around 56.25-ish. If it holds, that purple channel may drive it again to new highs, maybe even to a new all-time high. So we got to be careful at that purple bottom band. But of course, if it does break, then the blue may break too eventually, and then come down to that red bottom band. The red top band is here, so it's a little bit different than the purple. You can see the purple top band is there. The bottom band is here, much more steeper than the red one, but the red one is also there as a potential uptrend. SPX cash is the same story. It backtested that green broken support and it's holding as resistance. Yesterday it touched a new marginal high and it came down. Now, is it going to bounce off that purple bottom band? That is the question. And if it doesn't, then it may touch the blue and then bounce, or the red bottom band and then bounce. So this upside, there is still upside on this one. Dow Jones is also looking very good. On the futures, continuous futures, it didn't touch a new all-time high, but on Dow Jones Cash CFD, it did, which I'll show in a minute. The blue resistance breakout is perfect, and it may come down to the green bottom band today. And if it does bounce off that level, we are going to see it getting to a new all-time high also on the continuous futures. And obviously that red top band is the target, which is at 42,400. That's where it's headed, I think. This is the Dow Jones Cash CFD. You can see here, yesterday it touched a marginal all-time high. You can see 41,375.77 was the previous high in July, and we touched it, we clipped it, and it's now coming back maybe to touch that golden plus blue double support. And from there, I think it's going to run to that 41,750, which is that green resistance, to touch it for the fourth time. You can see here that green resistance, first, second, third. And I think we have more upside if that golden plus blue double support, especially that golden bottom band, which is a potential uptrend from the lows of 5th of August. Now, NASDAQ is a bit weaker. So the initial purple channel that I had mentioned in yesterday's post, which had the top band here, and it was something like this, remember? It's actually on this. I'm still keeping it on the cash, which, to show you this purple uptrend is now broken. It's forcing that golden support. It had already broken the black support. That's the cash NASDAQ. So there is also this purple potential uptrend, which is going to be coming our way at that purple bottom band, and it could actually form a bull flag together with the green. So if it comes down to this, and the NASDAQ on the continuous futures, the current contract, it's going to be at 19,275. Obviously, we also have this golden broken resistance that is coming very close. That could be turned into a support. If it doesn't, then we will see the green bottom band together with the purple, and then possibly, if this purple channel holds, then it is going to rip it all the way to beyond 20,250. So NASDAQ cash, which I just showed, the golden support is breaking. That's why it's kind of it looks weak. And if we want to put the same channel there, so the purple one is broken, okay? So I'm going to just do that exact same thing that I did on the continuous futures, right? And it's this one, that purple bottom band, together with the green. It's actually a little bit different. It loses the chance to test that gold, purple and green a little bit together at the same time. But you can see this golden support is breaking, which is bearish today. If it does break, I think it's going to sell off. And the obvious target on the purple bottom band is at 19,300, or the green bottom band, which for a bull flag is 19,200 on the NASDAQ cash. Okay, Russell has been pushing inside the red. It didn't touch that red top band, which may still happen. It may get to that level, and then from there, if it reverses, then things may turn bearish again. Okay, and FTSE is breaking that green resistance, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is now a breakout, and the obvious target is 8,550, which is here. And DAX is still pushing massively. I had mentioned about this purple resistance that could be tested, and if it does hold, I said it may reverse there, but it's actually is not really holding. Yeah. And it's actually either breaking or it's not really holding. I'm not sure. The precision of this one is not very good. Either way, it is coming to the previous all-time highs, which is that golden zone. Okay. And is it going to get there, pull back, touch the blue and purple and red, and then keep on pushing? The red bottom band is still a potential support, and it hasn't been tested for the second time. So this may turn into a very young channel if that bottom band holds and we see the rally continuation. And obviously the CAC, the French index, had broken the purple downtrend here. We may come down for a back test, and if it does hold, I think it's going to rally towards 88,000, and that actually will become a buy signal if it does that. TLT is still aiming for 100, 101, and the 10-year Treasury note is still aiming for that blue top band, which may turn into a major resistance. Oil, this is the US oil. It bounced off that black support right there, yeah, and it broke out of the purple steep downtrend, which caused the rally. Right, there is a gap here. Yeah, I can see a gap here right at just below 75. I think that gap is going to get filled, especially if this green line, that top line, it turns into a resistance, and if it does, we'll see it coming down one more time, I think. On the Brent oil, it had already broken that red resistance rail. Okay, and the obvious potential resistance is this green top band, which is a bear flag potential. So if it gets there, then, and if we see a reversal, then I think Brent and the level is going to be around $83 if it gets there to that level, 83. And there is obviously another gap here. So the red resistance break, I'm not very fond of this sort of resistance actually, because it didn't reverse at the third touch on the top. So I'm going to remove that from the picture. I think we get to that green top band and come down for a touch at 74, 75, just below 75, which is also going to be the long-term support, right? This blue support from the lows of 2021. natgas is still selling, and I think it's going to get to that red bottom, and this is the continuous futures. It hasn't really established this red top band or red bottom band with only one touch, but that's where I think it's going to be headed. It's probably going to test the lows of February of this year, just over 150. And I switched to the October contract. Okay, no, not this one. This is the October contract because September contract is about to expire. So it's still inside this golden downtrend, and it's targeting sub 180 probably, as long as it stays inside this golden downtrend. We have gold, which is probably forming this golden bull flag, right? It was out of the black bull flag, right? This is the Jay Powell's speech. It rallied again. Now it's correcting, which could turn into a bull flag. But if it touches the golden top band, this is a spot chart, then it may come down once more. So we got to be careful if it does that. And I'm just gonna, I don't know if the green channel is potential because it only has one touch here. The red top channel is a potential channel. If it touches the bottom band and then breaks out, that would confirm the red internal inside the green. And ultimately, I think we're going to get to 2600, at least 2600, and possibly 2650 or so. That red top band is a target. So I'm going to put also the futures continuous chart. Continuous futures chart, that golden channel was broken, deep back tested off the blue, out of the black bull flag. I'm going to remove the black one here. So is it forming this green bull flag now? Looks like it is. It wants to form the bull flag. But if I would like to show you two things here. One is this gap that formed on last week on Friday during Jay Powell's speech. That could get a refill. That could get a fill. All right, not a refill. Right, if it touches the green top band on the continuous futures, the level is going to be 25, 26. Right? If it touches it and we see a reversal, it could come down to fill this gap at 21.11. But there's also another one here at 24.99. So there's two little gaps here. One is this one and the other one is this one, which is invisible on the spot chart, but on the continuous future, on the futures contract, there are two gaps. Okay, so those gaps may get filled while it's moving inside this green downtrend. If it touches the green, comes down, and then fills those gaps, and then really rally. Silver, look, the silver spot chart has already broken the red top band, which I mentioned in yesterday's video, and it's off the blue support again, and it's inside the black uptrend. If it drops below 29.50, that would actually invalidate the bull flag breakout. So got to be careful here if it drops below 29.50. But other than that, I think silver is going to start to rally towards 32, towards the previous highs of 32.50. And platinum is going to give us the best signal for metals, I think, because this green channel is a bear flag. Obviously, if it does break to the downside, platinum is going to come down one more time. But for a bullish breakout, it has to go to the green top band, which already has 3 touches, right? This is the continuous futures, this green top band and the golden resistance. Yeah, that is a perfect resistance right there. Right. This one here. All right, something is up with my laptop, so things are very slow. Yeah, so this golden, 1, 2, 3, green and blue. So anything above 1005 is going to look extremely bullish for platinum, okay? On the continuous futures, of course. I think it's the same story on the spot chart. You can see green triple touch resistance and the golden resistance with 4 touches, 1, 2, 3, and 4. If it breaks the golden and green, then it is going to keep on rallying. Yeah, that is looking very, very positive. If it does that, we're going to see it. We're going to see a big rally starting by platinum. Just be careful. And the last commodity is copper, and copper just broke. I mean, I gave you at 393, right? That was 393, the best, one of the best calls recently. 393, that blue plus red. It rallied, broke out of the green, rallied, and it's now inside the golden, and it is now after this red bull flag. This is a giant bull flag that is now broken. It is broken with the contract rollover. It doesn't matter. I think this contract, which is, I think, the October contract, is going to fill this gap. So if it comes down to the 421, then it becomes a buy signal. Around 421, it is going to fill the gap of the contract rollover, and it is going to bounce off this red major support at 421, and you buy 421 to target at least that golden top band and maybe even break out of that golden channel to the upside. Copper is looking extremely good at the moment for the short to medium term. For the long term, it has to break 500, which I mentioned in the yesterday's free video. Let's have a look at euro. Now, euro is still climbing, but it kind of stalled at that golden top, and it came very close to it. So is it going to pull back and then get to that red top band? This remains to be seen. But either way, this year, that green and blue is a major breakout. We may come down for a back test, and then from there, I'm expecting another big rally to start. And pound sterling is exactly the same. It's actually even better because of that giant breakout from the highs of 2008, right? This is the high of 2008, massive breakout. It just touched that green resistance for the fourth time, first, second, third, and fourth. And it's still holding. Obviously, this could break, and from here, it's going to rip. We may come down, it may come down for a backtest on this purple broken resistance at around 31, just below 31, and then a massive rally towards 33, 34, 134. US dollar, Japanese yen still looking bearish to me, and it's quite clear why. This red channel is broken. I think the ultimate target is this green bottom band, and DXY is still targeting 99.50, but it's now ready to bounce a little bit because of this green support. If it touches the green top band, I think we're going to see it come down towards 99.50. Aussie dollar is inside this giant red downtrend, right? The red top band is still holding together with the blue, so we may see it coming down a bit more, once more, and then a break of that blue resistance is going to target the green, and then ultimately a major breakout I'm expecting. So that red top band is holding. Kiwi probably is going to pull back a little bit from this level. Yeah, that blue resistance is, I mean, the golden resistance, that multi-year resistance is now broken. It's this blue top band coming down, and then from here, I'm expecting it to rally one more time, to break out for good out of this blue. So I'm hoping that it will come down and then break to the upside. US dollar CAD is breaking this blue support, so that's really, really weak, very soft for US dollar. Big news on coffee, because it is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, touching it for the sixth time, that blue internal resistance, and it reached 255 today, and I think it is breaking to the upside. And if you look at the longer term picture, again on the continuous futures, this purple resistance, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, countless touches on that purple resistance. I think this time it is giving way, right? This here, that 250 level is breaking out, which is why coffee is a major long here. It keeps, I'm still holding the long from 223, and I'm going to be keeping it to 275, maybe even 300. So wheat is still selling, and it may come down to this purple broken resistance. This green support is broken, the blue support is broken, and I think it's going to come down, further come down, because there is so much more downside. It's still selling like crazy. And same with the September contract, but I think the September contract um, on all these commodities are about to expire. Soybeans is the same. You can see the daily chart. That blue downtrend was broken to the downside, but on the September contract, it looks slightly better because it has broken the golden downtrend. But if it touches the green top band, I think there's going to be more downside if it reverses at that bear flag. And of course, it's going to expire, and we're going to switch to the October contract. And this corn is coming closer to a major support, right? I'm going to show it on the weekly at 350. It is going to test that gigantic support at 350 if it gets there, right? Around 350 or just below 350. So I think from there, we're going to see a massive rally start by corn without breaking this giant golden uptrend. And let's have a look at September contract. It has broken the veg to the downside after failing the red bull flag. And you can see it back tested this and it came down. Cocoa, my favorite one, and it's trying to, right? It bounced off the green support already a little bit, but it still is trying to keep on moving off this green support. Small damage, but the green channel is still very much intact, even with this gap from the contract rollover. The contract, usually the rollover gaps get filled, and I think cocoa will not be an exception, and cocoa will run from here, smash through that red resistance. Sugar is looking slightly more promising, and I told you about this red veg that is going to break, and it did break. It touched the green resistance and it stopped right there at the moment. And it's also backtesting this blue broken channel. So I think sugar is not going to go anywhere, just not yet. And sugar October contract has to break this blue resistance. I think not yet. Maybe it will come down. It fills these gaps, right? There is some gaps open, fills the gap, and then maybe, only maybe, if it can break that blue resistance, it's going to rally. And I mentioned about cotton's blue top band potential resistance, and that's exactly where it touched and reversed. Now, is it going to come down towards 67 one more time? 66, and then a break to the upside is going to open the way for 85 minimum. All right, now Bitcoin had broken the green resistance zone and it's back testing it. Is it going to be able to rally towards 69,000? That is a very big question. Everybody is hoping for that, but it's not really pushing. And this golden support is now broken, which may turn things very bearish again, but it really has to be seen. I'm not really sure what it's trying to do. It's been just going sideways. I think Ethereum is telling us the truth. And you can see I mentioned about this red broken supports backtest. That's exactly where it reversed at around what, 28.20. Now, this red bottom band, if it does break, I think Ethereum is going to sell off one more time. For a rally, for a big rally, it has to get to the red top band and smash through this. Anything above 2,900 is going to become a major buy signal for Ethereum. Anything above 2,900. Other than that, there may still be some selling. CAS, green bull flag, Binance coin is going to backtest this green broken bull flag, and then from there, I think we'll see a rally. PAL, blue and green supports, and it is going to rally if it can break out of the purple bull flag. Pepe, is coming closer to that red support, and if it does break, you can see Pepe has back tested this golden broken support twice. So we may see it coming down to the green bottom band one more time, and maybe it will even break it to the downside. We don't know that yet. Solana is inside the golden perfect bull flag. Monero touched that green resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So anything above 180, 185 will become a major buy signal for Monero. And Ripple, right, has to break 65, 70 cents. Zcash is now coming closer. Failed the green bull flag, which is, yeah, that's what Zcash does. It just is coming towards this green broken resistance from 36, 35, 36. It has to bounce and keep on rallying towards that blue top band. And that blue top band may turn into a major resistance. So got to be careful when it gets there. Jasmy is inside the blue bull flag, may come down to the green and then rally to break out. And Aave hasn't broken out yet. So other than that, I don't see much of an action. OM, again, maybe one of the good ones, but it has to bounce off the red bottom band to rally. ACH, well, still very bad because of that double resistance, that golden plus green double resistance on ACH. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches on that golden resistance so far. Of course, a breakout is going to look very bullish. And Chili's has to break that green top band, but there is no such thing as a breakout just yet. Data, I touched that. Oh, look at this. This green channel was broken and back tested twice, right? That is the beginning of 24. This is now just in July. Got to the golden top band, pulled back. Now, if data eventually breaks out of the golden top band or golden bull flag, then I think there's going to be a big upside for data. Just watch this very carefully. I'm going to be watching this carefully then, because this could turn into a major runner. Polkadot, not really. I'm going to remove Polkadot. There is nothing to mention here. DYDX may have an option to get to the green and then break it. Anything else? Sandbox, not really good. No. Toncoin, not really. Tezos has to break that purple top band and the green for a rally. Other than that, like Chainlink was one of my favorites when it broke that green resistance. I think it's going to come down for a back test at around 720. All right, guys, I hope it helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care. Bye.